I have a castle in the air. And I got it when I was 14 years old. You say, you look for your castle? No, your castle will find you. Trust me. And I did it when I was reading a quote book, because I was a speech guy. And at 14, I didn't have any ideas of my own, so I had to steal them from others. And quote books are good for that. And I looked at a quote book, and it had Oliver Wendell Holmes there. And I read this quote. And the quote said, most people go to their graves with their music still inside them. That was a devastating thing to read. Think it's true? I think it could be true. Most people go to their graves with their music still inside them. And I thought to myself, am I going to go to my grave with my music still inside me? And I read on to find out what he said. Oliver Wendell Holmes said an interesting thing. It's not that we can't find our music. It's that we don't look for it. And the reason we don't look for it is because some people simply don't believe that they have it. They don't believe in their own music. They don't believe in their own self. And I realized that many of these people that I know who may go to their grave with their music still inside them were people that no one believes in. People with disabilities, the poor, minorities, all kinds of people. Someone believed in me, and I will not go to my grave with my music still inside me. You know who believed in me? My grandmother believed in me. I was raised by my grandmother, and we were very poor. Back in the days of food stamps, we would go to the store, and there wasn't real money. It was the little coupons that you tear off a little booklet. And I remember we went to the store, and we were getting these groceries, and I was 8 years old, and Grandma was taking these little coupons off and giving them to the clerk, and there was a man in the line. And this man looked over and very loudly said, "Will you look at that? Will you look at all that good food that woman has? My family doesn't have good food like that." And he says, "And I'm paying for that." And then he turned to my grandmother. I'll never forget it. He said, "Old woman, how are you ever going to pay me back for all I've done for you? How are you ever going to pay society back for everything that we have done for you?" I was so scared. I was 8 years old. I hid behind my grandmother. My grandmother pulled me out from behind her, and she put me in front of her, and she put her hands on my shoulders, and she made me look at this man. And here's what she said to him: "I will never be able to pay you back. I will never be able to pay society back. But do you see this child? This child in front of me? Someday this child will pay you back in ways that you cannot imagine." I didn't believe her then, but she believed in me. She believed in me when no one believed in me. She believed in me when it wasn't popular to believe in me. She believed in me despite all of the available evidence. And it wasn't until she passed that I finally got around to thinking about what she meant to me, and I began to believe in myself. And I found my castle as a young man. It was huge. I had no idea how to get to it. What was my castle? I want to make sure that no one I ever meet goes to their grave with their music still inside them.